Are we sure Asia Wilson is the best player in the Liberty and Aces series? Because she wasn't in game one. That was Breanna Stewart, the MVP from last season, getting the best of the MVP from this season. And Stewie is out for revenge in this one. Because if you recall, she shot 3 of 17 from the floor in the last game of the finals before the Aces won the championship. And Becky Hammon let her know about it, mocking that in the post celebratory parade for the Aces. She said something like 3 of 17. That's talk about it, something to that effect. And Breanna Stewart, she didn't talk about it. She was about it in the rematch. And it looked like Sabrina Ionescu might have been motivated as well. She had her link up with Spike Lee. She hit the deep threes. The New York Liberty have a real boisterous and vibrant crowd in Brooklyn, and they look like the better team than the Las Vegas Aces to me. They've been the best team in the WNBA all season, after all, and Stewie was the best player on the floor. Here's some of the highlights from that one when it comes to Breanna Stewart specifically. Here, she reminds me so much of Kevin Durant, the way she plays at times, the length that she possesses, but she can do a lot out on the floor that maybe people don't appreciate. There's Sabrina backdoor to Stewie, reverse layup to finish. Good defense there by Lainey Hamilton. Gets it ahead to Stewie with the finish. Then on the outside right back, there's the deep three. She can pull it too. That's what makes her tough. She can go off the dribble. She can go off the bounce, takes it in, little Euro, gets to the hole. The length of those arms that she has, she's a real problem. Pull up, midi, cash. And she was just a problem for Las Vegas. Look, with her back to the basket, turned face, one-legged fade layup there. I mean, she can do it all. Breanna Stewart can really, really do it all. A hell of a player. And she was the MVP a year ago. And a lot of people got really upset about it. I know Asia Wilson got a fourth place vote, but there were a lot of people upset about it in other ways as well. So that's probably what led to the mocking from Becky Hammon and others. As I said, Sabrina was also mocked in this, but this was at the parade regarding the win. This is what Becky Hammon did.
3 for 17 is you need to talk about it.
And it's not me making it up, right? Because on the broadcast, Holly Rowe, who was doing the sideline with Ryan Rucco and Rebecca Lobo, of course, fantastic team on the call, she said as much, that Breanna Stewart was motivated by that, revealing that she was motivated by that. So you don't want to face a motivated Breanna Stewart nor a motivated Sabrina Ionescu, and you don't want to do it in front of Spike Lee. You don't want to do it in front of Spike Lee because Spike has become, it seems, a fan of the Liberty, showing up to the games. He had some back and forth trash talk with Kelsey Plum, who had this to say about that.
I mean, I don't know what was said. I didn't hear it. I can't say exactly what was said, but I told him that he should talk louder. Of course. But it was all well and fun, and it's really cool that he's here. Even last round was really cool that he was here. I know he's a big sports fan, so it says a lot, that he's in the building and that he respects the game. And so yeah, I was just having fun.
For anybody who doesn't know, Spike Lee, of course, in addition to being a movie director, is a legendary New York sports fan. He had the back and forth with Reggie Miller, which became an iconic thing, and he's been known for sitting courtside at games. I mean, Jay-Z has referenced it in songs next to Spike if you pan left to right. So it's a big deal to have Spike Lee as a presence at these Liberty games. And again, he seems to be developing a back and forth with Sabrina, because they had the handshake the other day where Sabrina said it felt like New York was injected into her veins or something. And then in this one, she hits the three, turns, gives him a little point. And you can see it was for Spike Lee directly right there, because he pointed right back at Sabrina. So that was just a pretty cool moment to see out on the floor for this team at Barclays Center. Sabrina also discussed her new relationship with Spike Lee after the game. Here's what Ionescu had to say in regards to that. Sabrina.
But he was, I think, the first person that called me and just shared his excitement with New York getting the #1 pick. And so kind of every time I've seen him along the way, we've just had small talk, and I kept telling him he's got to come out to a game because this is kind of like no other. And to be able to see him here cheering us on loud. He was over there chirping at the refs, talking with the players, which was really fun. But obviously it's exciting to see the support that we're getting from all like New York fans. We're trying to bring a championship here, and it takes a village, and it's been nice to see how much kind of like our support has grown over the last few years and over the season.
And it really has. I was at, a Liberty game earlier this year, and there's a genuine home atmosphere. I can't speak for all the teams in the WNBA, so I don't want to say there are a bunch of others that don't have a genuine home atmosphere, but you've heard that, the energy isn't always that for the home team, especially like when Caitlin Clark comes to town. We're talking about all the influx of attendance and fans and all that. There are, I'm sure, other great crowds. The Aces have sold out a bunch. I'm not saying there aren't others, but the Liberty definitely have a real and organic vibe in that building. Like, you can feel it. That's a fan base that has been cultivated. And you see the celebs showing up. I mean, Tracy Morgan was there, and Jason Sudeikis is there all the time. There's a bunch of different celebrities there quite often where they're showing that the Liberty is a thing to go and see. And Barclays Center has an interesting, like a very appreciative basketball vibe, if I'm to describe it. Like, you have good, engaged fans who also generally aren't talking out the side of their mouth and are acting very cool. Though I did hear from someone that there was an ominous vibe in the building whenever the Liberty scored and the fans cheered. But I think there is a natural tendency for a lot of fans to sort of root against the Las Vegas Aces, not only because they've won, but I think some of the stuff that they've done has rubbed some people the wrong way. And we've been told all season how Asia, who deserves it, but, we're constantly told. I always find it funny. Like, we're always told how no one's close to her. She should be the unanimous MVP. Don't ever mention anyone next to her again. She doesn't get recognized enough when all people say is how often she's recognized. And I do think personally that it's not Asia and everybody else. I think there's a group of really awesome players. Asia's amongst that group. She very well may be at the top of that group, but Breanna Stewart's right there. And Nafisa Collier is right there. And Caitlin Clark is right there. And those are the 4 best players in the league in my mind. But Sabrina ain't that far behind either. She's just a terrific all-around guard, and she's really worked on improving, and it could result in a championship for the New York Liberty.